Hi, this is Misbah, and you are watching Wisdom Dose. 1. Welcome to Element-4, Health and Safety Monitoring and Measuring. In this element, we'll discuss how organizations track their safety performance, not just to see what's gone wrong, but also to confirm what's going right. A good management system needs constant feedback, just like a pilot needs instrument readings during a flight. We'll explore the two main types of monitoring, active and reactive, and the techniques used in each. We'll also talk about incident investigation, audits, and management reviews. By the end, you'll be able to explain how monitoring supports continual improvement in workplace safety. 2. Learning objectives. Here are our learning objectives for Element-4. First, we'll define what monitoring is and why it's done. Second, we'll distinguish between active monitoring, which happens before something goes wrong, and reactive monitoring, which happens after an event. Third, we'll look at specific techniques for each type of monitoring. Finally, we'll examine the role of investigations, audits, and management reviews in improving safety performance. 3. What is monitoring? Monitoring is the process of checking performance against set standards. It's how you find out whether your safety measures are actually working in practice. Monitoring helps identify both successes, areas where controls are effective, and weaknesses, where risks are not being adequately controlled. Without monitoring, you'd be relying on luck to keep people safe. It's also essential for continual improvement, because you can't improve what you don't measure. BAR, active versus reactive monitoring. Monitoring can be divided into two main types, active and reactive. Active monitoring happens before things go wrong. It's proactive. The goal is to spot hazards or weaknesses before they result in an incident. Reactive monitoring happens after something has gone wrong, such as an accident, near miss, or complaint, so that lessons can be learned and similar events prevented in future. Both types are essential. Active monitoring keeps problems from occurring, and reactive monitoring helps improve the system based on real-world feedback. 5. Active monitoring techniques. Active monitoring uses a range of techniques to check safety before incidents occur. Workplace inspections involve systematically checking work areas, equipment, and processes for hazards. Safety tours by management demonstrate visible leadership and allow direct observation of working practices. Health surveillance involves checking the health of employees exposed to certain risks, such as noise, dust, or chemicals. This can help detect early signs of harm before it becomes serious. Safety sampling and audits are more structured methods of checking compliance with procedures or legal standards. 6. Reactive monitoring techniques. Reactive monitoring focuses on learning from events that have already happened. This includes incident and near-miss reports, which give valuable insight into hazards and failures in the system. Ill health and absence data can reveal patterns. For example, a rise in back injuries in a warehouse might point to poor manual handling practices. Damage or loss records can also show where safety failures are costing money. And finally, complaints from workers or even members of the public should be taken seriously, as they often highlight real issues. 7. Incident investigation. When an incident occurs, it's vital to investigate it properly. The aim isn't to assign blame, but to find the root cause, the underlying reason that allowed the incident to happen. This could be inadequate training, poor maintenance, unclear procedures, or a combination of factors. Finding root causes allows you to prevent recurrence, not just fix the immediate problem. In many jurisdictions, investigations are also a legal requirement, and morally, they demonstrate the organization's commitment to learning from mistakes. 8. Reporting requirements. Some incidents must be reported internally to management, and in many cases externally to regulatory bodies. The requirements vary between countries. For example, in the UK, RITR, the Reporting of Injuries, Diseases, and Dangerous Occurrences Regulations, specifies which events must be reported. In the USA, OSHA requires logs and reports for certain incidents. Reporting ensures transparency, legal compliance, and provides data that can improve safety across industries. Now, auditing. Auditing is a systematic and independent review of the safety management system. Internal audits are conducted by people within the organization, while external audits are done by independent experts for an objective perspective. Audits check that policies and procedures are in place and are being followed. They help identify gaps and areas for improvement, ensuring the system remains effective and up to date. 10. Performance review. A performance review is when senior management takes a step back and looks at the big picture. They review the results from monitoring, investigations, and audits to see whether objectives are being met. If performance is below expectations, they decide on corrective actions. Reviews are usually done annually or biannually, but more frequent reviews may be needed if major changes or incidents occur. 11. Summary and exam tip. In summary, use both active and reactive monitoring to get a full picture of safety performance. Investigate incidents to find and fix root causes, not just symptoms. Use audits to check compliance and identify weaknesses, and performance reviews to plan further improvements. In the exam, always give examples. For instance, for active monitoring, you might mention a weekly inspection, and for reactive monitoring, a near-miss investigation. 12. Closing. That concludes Element 4. In the next element, we'll move into the topic of physical and psychological health, looking at how workplaces can prevent harm not just to the body, but also to mental well-being. My closing note for IG1 video series. With this lecture, we have completed the NEBOSH IG1 section of our course. Over the past 4 elements, we've built a solid foundation, learning about health and safety management systems, the responsibilities of employers and workers, how to identify and control hazards, and how to monitor and review performance. This foundation is vital because everything we cover in IG2 will build on these principles. IG1 is about knowledge, understanding the theory, the systems, and the principles. IG2 is about application, putting those principles into action through a practical workplace risk assessment. From the next video, we'll start our journey through the IG2 elements. We'll explore specific hazard categories in detail, learn how to assess each one, and see how to apply effective control measures in the real world. So, get ready. We're moving from the management desk to the worksite itself.